And so I always felt very inadequate as a performer. And you know this.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was just like, don't even refer to me as an actor, please.
Yeah.
I'm just playing games here. And and my whole life, I've been an academic.
Yeah.
And I always used to pride myself on my academics because I would study on a bursary. My parents didn't have to pay for my tertiary education.
Yeah.
And so I was very proud. And so I think even God was humbling me, you know, because I didn't study
an actor.
acting. Yes, to be an actor, I was humbled.
Dumelang.
Likai?
Sanbonani.
Aye.
Molweni.
Minjani.
Hoe gaan dit?
Goed self, dankie.
Hello, Chommies.
Hi, Chommies.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of Friendship Frequency. I am Stephanie Ndlovu.
I am Petronella Nonsegelelo Chuma.
Yes, and we're so glad that you guys could be here today and to listen to another interesting podcast. How are you, friend?
I'm good.
Are you?
Mm.
You know, people sometimes, the generic answer when someone says, hey, how are you? Everyone goes, I'm good.
Yeah.
And now even worse because it's podcast. But genuinely, today, how are you? Why must you pull your face like that? First of all, I'm asking a change. I'm asking a
I don't know why my voice is breaking all of a Sunday.
How are you?
How am I?
I'm asking it with intentionality. How are you?
You just like me being deep. Why?
Just answer the question.
I think Nyako, I think you're, I don't, yeah. Guning.
Is it this week or in J? Or particularly this week?
This year.
The year.
The
we,
year.
We're in Feb.
We're in February. It's the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I get you.
How are you?
You know, I have had better days than today.
Okay.
And then the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I say I'm good, I'm pushing through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Anyway, great introduction. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about body image. That's what we're starting with.
Heavy.
Yes.
All right. So then let's get straight into it.
We like deep things. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What is your... Hang on.
Scratch your head.
Okay. No. So we're going to start with some quick fire questions like we usually do.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I start?
Sure.
Or do you want to start?
Please start.
Okay. What is your biggest physical insecurity?
My stomach. I think we all know this.
Uh-huh.
My stomach.
Okay. Ditto. If you ask me the same question.
Do you want me to go? Why?
I mean, if you feel led.
I mean, we both had C-sections.
Yes.
Right. However, for me, this was baby number 2. And it was an emergency C-section. We established this.
No, that's... Guys, I don't know. You know, you can comment
Yeah.
below if there are any other ladies who have experienced the same thing. Because I'm on this fitness journey and I'm happy. I'm happy with the results. But there's something about the C-section
Shelf. It's called a shelf.
pouch that just... You know, sometimes I be looking at myself and I'm like...
But friend,
Wow.
Well, this is me. Like, this is me looking at you going, I know. But I feel like you look good.
No, thank you. But I'm saying beneath
Yeah.
that...
Like, you feel like you have to work extra hard just for that shelf.
Yeah, and that it's still there,
Yeah.
you know, and I miss
Okay.
not having that like skin shelf. But anyway, I have another one for you because we both answered that one, right?
Okay.
So, you know you're gorgeous, right? I always tell you this. No. And I know she gets shy, but I always say this to you. I
friend.
think you're very beautiful.
I think you're very beautiful.
Right. So do you think that your looks has played a role in your career? Like in the roles that
Yeah.
you've booked?
I think...
Or it was just your talent? Because again, we know you're talented.
Thank you. I think probably in the beginning. I think in the beginning, maybe somewhat somehow. You've mentioned, Uguti, maybe 10 years ago or so, if you were mixed race or looked colored or whatever it was, and you were able to speak vernac, there was something exotic about it. It was a thing, right? And so maybe then, it played a role, maybe to a certain degree. But angazi of manj, angsaz, I don't know.
Of recent.
I could say I don't know if it's the weight gain. Oh, sisazo ingena le. I don't know.
We're circling back to that.
No. Episode 1.
We're circling back to the weight gain part.
Yeah. Because some of us got comments about our bodies. I got messages.
Did you?
Hey, brah. Sipo's dad, yes, I'm exposing you. Sipo's dad is Jamaican, guys. He's in England. So we're busy chatting, obviously, things regarding the kid. So he goes, oh, I see you doing a podcast. He goes, I just want to know, you've gained weight. Wagwan. He said, wagwan. I say, yeah. I'm a little bit thick right now.
You said you thick. I'm
a little bit of a thickums right now. And it wasn't. And then my other aunt sent me a voice note going, yeah, you're looking good, yes?
Yeah.
It's okay, auntie.
You can say.
You can say.
And how do you feel about that? I know we're doing quick fire questions, but since we're on this kind of train of thought, how do you feel about people commenting on your weight? Be it family. I haven't seen anything necessarily in the comment section because I know how I feel about people commenting
about weight.
Sure. Especially when I gained
all
that lovely weight that I gained.
Yeah.
I know what that made me feel like. But what do you genuinely feel like when people say anything? Or does it not bother you? Specifically about the weight gain. Because I almost know.
Yeah.
I think I know how you feel. Because, can I say it? Guys, Pat actually likes to gain weight. She likes what she looks like, fuller. But she's more offended, I don't know if that's the word, or you're more sensitive if you were to say to her, you're losing weight.
Yes.
Whereas it's the complete opposite with me.
Yeah.
If you're going to tell me, wow, you've been losing weight, I say, wow, thank you. Yeah. But if you're going to tell me I'm gaining weight, then I'm going to be like, so we have very opposite. So we've had to navigate that because sometimes I'll be thinking I'm back before I knew this. I remember I'd be thinking I'm complimenting you. Meantime, you'd be like, don't talk about my weight loss.
Yeah.
And then you'd be thinking you're complimenting me, saying, oh, my friend, you're looking thick. And then I'm like, no, thank you.
So I know we'll get into it because I really want us to unpack this. Body dysmorphia and just our thoughts and around weight and image and everything. But I don't think it's so much the comments, I think when you say to me, like, I look pregnant, then I'm like offended.
I never said that to you.
No. I'm talking about comments.
Oh, comments. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
I was like, I know for a fact I never said that to you.
Coming back to that, remember that challenge we did with Shanae and we were...
Yes.
That time, my friend is... This was like actually a few months ago, a couple of months ago. And you're looking hot. That time my friend has a flat stomach. The comment there...
Flat is an exaggeration, but okay. Anyway.
And we need to really figure that one out. But... was it on TikTok? Umuntu goes, are you pregnant?
Others have even some said congratulations.
And then at least I just love the fact that other people were going in, go to ungena happy. Like ungena. That time I'm just like, that time your stomach is out and you have a flat stomach. So I think more so than anything, it's what I perceive it, how I feel about it, how I feel about when I've lost weight and when I've gained. Not so much because nyazizwa, so to speak. I can feel myself. I can feel that I'm a bit thick. I can feel that, now I'm out here skinny and I can feel it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel right now what?
Now I can feel that I've lost.
Yes. And that upsets you.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'd love for us to unpack it. I really would. I would really.
We're unpacking it now.
Are we unpacking it?
We're unpacking it. Never mind. Quick fire. We're on the. We can't circle back to a train of thought we're already within.
Okay. So I think we need to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to go back to why do we have the certain love or hate towards our bodies, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe it started at a young age. So for me, I feel like I was always a skinny kid. So I was always skinny. I was always called my bones or, bones. And
So were you bullied for being skinny?
no, not bullied as such. Or chicken legs, things like that when you're wearing a uniform at school. I've always been a tiny person. And guys, is it me? Can you hear my voice?
A sip of water.
Can I have a sip of water? What? I think
Better?
yo, Angaz.
Okay.
Is it me? But can you hear it?
Clear your throat. Clear your throat.
It's
There,
much
it's
better.
better, yes, because you're not clearing the phlegm that's
Yo,
there.
phlegm.
Anyway,
Well, why is it phlegm?
what is it if not phlegm? Mucus.
Oh, maybe I've got something in my
Continue.
uyangibhora namhlanje yazi.
Chicken legs, yes.
Lord. Konje, sangistandaz. We forgot to pray. But anyways. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Chicken legs.
Okay.
So I always had a flat stomach, everything. I think my body started changing when puberty hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously when puberty hit now, there's a bit of a stomach thing going on, hormones and stuff like that. Then I started noticing sisu. And by this time I'm in England, therefore the diet is also different.
Mm-hmm.
Things are just different and stuff. So I think from there, maybe insecurity of always being skinny came in and stuff. I've always amongst my group of friends, I have always been the tiniest, and I hated it. I hated the fact that everyone else was more developed.
Yeah.
Things were coming out, hips and stuff, and mina, I was just always skinny, baganga. And even a boy in high school was like, why don't you do lunges? It will
the liver with which we as people have liver. The liver with which we say things within our liver.
Yeah.
Whether we are young or older. I mean, to tell someone you look pregnant, to say, why don't you do lunges?
Yeah.
Where do you fit into the picture of what I look like,
Yeah.
actually? But anyway, sorry, continue.
So for you, when do you feel like I don't know why it's not I want to say obsession, but when did it start for you where you were you preferred being smaller versus being bigger?
Probably also when I was younger. So growing up, I definitely developed quicker. And so I had my hips and the boobs, everything just seemed to be faster than, my friends, but particularly faster than my sister, right?
Okay.
Who's only a year younger than me.
Okay.
So when we would go shopping, and naturally, my dad would say, okay, you guys can buy what you want to buy. And we'd buy the same skirt or shorts. My dad would send me back and say, you better go and get something else for you. She can keep that outfit. You, on the other hand, are not wearing those
Stop
shorts.
it.
And so I think there maybe, I started to feel okay. But it's so crazy because if I look back at my pictures of me younger, I look so small. But back then, to
When you
myself,
small, what do you mean? Like
high school, I feel like I looked, a lot tinier.
Yeah.
But I think also being in sports,
Yeah.
being doing athletics and stuff like that, it just seemed as though everybody was quite small. So even being part of the swimming team, I remember I quit swimming proper because the swimming costumes, they were not made for people with bums at that time, because clearly the cut was not cutting, you know. And so I just feel and then my weight was always then throughout my high school into my 20s, this roller coaster up and down because of PCOS and because I have this hormone thing going on. So it would be 1 minute I'm, losing weight, 1 minute I'm gaining weight and it's unexplained. Do you know what I mean? And I just always feel uncomfortable because I was I just feel like I'm short. And this is, guys, this is, so I just want to say, obviously this was, thank you. This conversation is not for us. We're not throwing jabs at anybody and anybody. Definitely. We're talking about ourselves and how we feel. So if, nobody needs to take offense. Please. But for me, being short, I'm just like, it doesn't suit me to be on the bigger side of life. It just doesn't for myself.
Yeah, but height does play
a role
in it.
Yes. So because I'm short, now I'm short and I must be thick and I must be thick everywhere.
Sure.
And then out of the blue, the boobs are also big and then the face is round because, I also gain a lot of weight in my face. Anyway,
me too.
So my preference just for how I feel in myself, what I look like, how I fit in clothes, and my personal comfortability is not great when I'm on the bigger side of life.
Yeah.
And I've always not struggled with weight, but I've always had this on and off thing with weight. I could be doing nothing intentionally or unintentionally. My hormones will just go crazy now. And I'm doing the same training. I'm eating the same way. I've not changed anything. And it just decides, boom, shoot up. There I gained 10 kgs. You know what I mean?
Gonje, why did you stop swimming?
Where?
Was it
back in school?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was uncomfortable.
In a swimming costume?
Yes, and they wouldn't let us swim in shorts. And I was a good swimmer, but I was uncomfortable.
This girl can swim.
Tell them. So anyway, so I definitely think for both of us, it's something that started when we were younger. Yeah. And I think society does play a role, but environment also plays a role in how, I guess, we perceive beauty. I think different cultures also perceive beauty in different ways.
Sure.
And so culturally it matters, where you come from. I remember my cousins also always having something to say about like when you gain weight, then they'll make a hoo-ha about it. When you lose weight, they make a different hoo-ha about it. And I think it does something, especially at a young age. That's why, genuinely, side note, I'm not, especially young kids, I'm not for us commenting on young kids gaining or losing weight. Just we don't need to.
What about even, because I know I have.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of even a child's structure.
No. I'm not talking about. No, I'm just saying. Obviously, when you say to me something like, hey, Ru's getting. That's fine. We're not. I'm talking about when we direct those comments to kids, especially kids that's 7, 8, 9. They really they develop in their self-esteem and confidence and stuff. And now you are coming in and saying, oh wow, you look so pretty, you've lost weight. You are now gonna make them think that prettiness means when you're skinny and lose weight. Or if you say to them, oh, you've gained weight, you look healthy, that healthiness has to do with. So what I'm saying is, I think we need to do better as adults when it comes to kids. I'm not for us commenting on kids' weight whilst they're growing up.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Sorry to break your word. I was thinking of this. If you, again, I don't know how this is going to come out. Thank God this is not live. But like, if you had a child that was considered overweight, how would you handle that?
Well, when you say considered overweight, is that medically? Like, so we go to the doctor? Because if I take my child to the pediatrician or whatever for checkups and the nurses or the doctor say, hey, according to your child's height, age, etc., they are seemingly, overweight. It's a medical professional. I'm going to obviously take it into account, but I'm also going to consider, what is my child eating, right? Because for me, more than what my child looks like is the health aspect of it. So I'm going to be more concerned about my child's health, whether they're losing weight or whether they're gaining weight is aesthetically not doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
To me, it's about, is my child healthy?
Okay.
All right. And that is the most important thing for me, that I'm going to have to, like, if the doctor says, no, your kid's healthy.
What about parents who can't take their kids for these medical checkups? Maru uyambona umntana akho ne ukuthi you're looking, you can see your child and then their size, you look at their age, their size, and then compare to other kids.
I think it would still be important for you to at least go to a clinic. I mean, all kids go for checkups. I'm not talking necessarily to a pediatrician only. Sure. You can go to the clinic. The nurses, they are a lot more. I'm saying if you're really worried about that this is a health matter, I would say then make sure that it's not just in your head or based off what other people are saying, but
Okay.
that you actually went to the clinic and the sister's like, no, your child is fine, or whatever. And there's a lot of things you need to take into account, like genetics. I don't even know if we're anymore at quick fire, but we're on the last quick fire in between a discussion point that went into depth, right?
Yeah.
So here's one. Did having children affect physical intimacy in any way?
I mean, this was a century ago. Let me just think.
And do you know how long a century is? Let's start there.
As I carry on.
No, I'm asking because I don't know if it's accurate.
100 years.
Okay, so you're being
wanted me-
sarcastic.
So
you're being sarcastic.
I'm being sarcastic because it's been that long. Remember in the other conversation we had, I said I was celibate.
And then you said
It's been
it's
a
not
century.
been that long. Let's be honest. So I'm just helping you not
A year's
contradict
not long.
yourself.
But anyways.
Anyway,
Okay, so I do remember, Uguti, after when we come back now to the C-section and the shelf, I was quite big.
Yeah.
So this was my second pregnancy with Tamagu. I was huge.
yeah.
Like I was big. So for me, what happened was that after the C-section, and what I still have up until today, is that whole situation of where they make the incision and the whole operation and everything, and then you've got isisu sakhe silengayo. Need a moment again. So I really struggled.
Yeah.
I really struggled with intimacy. In fact, I struggled even looking at myself in the mirror. Like everything else, like, is fine. And it's just this whole situation of the shelf and the whole incision. And I could take like child labor pains and everything and whatever, but ngilikwala. So like I'm a coward. I'm literally like a chicken. I never wrapped my tummy because I'm just thinking, I've just had like, how do you even bind? But you did that.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
It didn't help, but okay.
Didn't.
Moving.
So yeah, every time I would be intimate, I would rather wear a t-shirt. I would rather wear something hanging to hide my stomach. Yeah.
Did it...
Okay, before... No, before, because I can tell you want to be naughty. How about you?
I was not going to be naughty. I'm never the naughty one. It's you. No, I did an entire episode on how it affected my
did,
intimacy.
yeah.
So this is nothing like
I mean,
you,
for the people,
but for the
like,
people
yeah.
who maybe didn't watch that episode on Ndlovus Uncut,
Yeah.
it greatly affected my intimacy or our intimacy, because again, like I'm saying, I was just so uncomfortable. It wasn't about, hungani or anything like that. It was about the fact that I'm so uncomfortable. I feel so unattractive.
Yeah.
I feel like intimacy is such a space of vulnerability.
True.
Right? And in that space of vulnerability, you have to feel, I think for a lot of women, you have to just, it's very difficult to wrap your mind around. No matter how many times the person says to you, you're beautiful, or it doesn't matter to me, or whatever the case is, you have to come to that realization for yourself.
Yeah.
Because until you get to that, it doesn't matter, what's being said to you. Sure. So I think for me, it was great. It was greatly affected. And for a while, because it was just so difficult for me to come to terms with this new body.
Yeah.
It still is, quite frankly.
Yeah. If you had to, if you could fix one thing on your body.
In my stomach. If you are listening or watching and you are, I don't know why a surgeon would be watching us. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why a surgeon would be watching French or listening to French Frequency. But maybe a friend of a friend of a friend, you send it through.
Yes.
And you, out of the goodness of your heart, are led to come and do something about us. I would please like what they call a mommy makeover. Ooh. I would like you to lift, nip, and tuck. And I thank you.
Seeing as we're talking about like our least favorite parts of our body, what is your favorite part?
Because we must love something about ourselves, ne?
Yeah, Bagit.
I think I have really pretty toes.
You do have really amazing toes.
I don't think they're amazing. I think they're cute, and I like my hands.
And your hands are so cute.
I think I like those.
They're so like ladylike.
Yes.
They're so. Mina angaz kwenzakaleni la. I don't know. I think this is my dad. You see, when we have questions.
Okay, so what do you love? What do you love about your physical attributes?
Right now,
so it changes.
I'm not very... Okay, so my favorite part of my body are my legs.
Yes. As much as they were...
Let me tell you something. For nothing. Aha. Hey. Let me just do lunges and squats. Aha. God said, I will shape you. Anyways, I love my legs.
What insecurities would you say you have that are not physical?
Can I think about it? Do you want to answer that? As I think. Can I process? Please ask the question again.
What insecurities do you have that's not necessarily physical?
I want to say, I don't know if this is answering your question, not feeling good enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not feeling maybe...
Like you're good enough as a friend, a mother, or just like as a person?
I feel like I fall short.
Okay.
Definitely as a mom. I feel like as a friend. As a romantic partner, of course, I've fallen short, but I feel like I tried. But definitely, there was still a lot to learn. As an actor,
I always felt very inadequate as a performer. And you know this.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was just like, don't even refer to me as an actor, please.
Yeah.
I'm just playing games here. And and my whole life, I've been an academic.
Yeah.
And I always used to pride myself on my academics because I would study on a bursary. My parents didn't have to pay for my tertiary education.
Yeah.
And so I was very proud. And so I think even God was humbling me, you know, because I didn't study acting. Yes, to be an actor, I was humbled because now I was just like, who? Stanislavas? Okay. So I think that was one of my biggest insecurities, but it's still to a certain extent a big insecurity because, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, definitely.
When you're now not booking stuff and whatever, you're like, that voice in your mind's like, it's because...
We definitely are going to unpack.
Yeah, it's because so to long story short and to not like, you know, expand, definitely still pretty insecure about that.
Well, just to reassure you, my friend, Aishem, I don't think I've ever met an actor OT. So we ordered the same boat.
They are there.
Is it?
My friend, do you are you a good actor?
I am a good actor.
There we go. All right, moving on swiftly. Moving on swiftly. This is the last. We're coming to a certain close now. We've been speaking about body image, insecurities, physical and other. And wouldn't you say that a lot of this is rooted or as a result of comparison? Sometimes we have this... Sometimes this could be because we compare ourselves, be it physically or be it relationally or be it as far as careers are concerned, especially in a technological age with social media. It's because we compare ourselves so much to whoever it is, you know, who's the goal or who we think is the goal.
Sure.
And so I wanted to just briefly talk about comparison. Also of this quote that I read that comparison is a thief of joy, and it makes sense to me, right? That comparison would be a thief of joy because if I'm walking around comparing myself constantly, where's the joy that I find within the contentment with what I have and have been given, right? So there's a scripture I want to give you because, most you know, Is it really a friendship frequency episode out of scripture? No. So this scripture, first time I read it, right?
Yeah.
So I have not unpacked it. I just wanted to get your immediate thoughts on what you think this. How does this scripture minister to you, ma'am?
Yes.
So Proverbs 14:30 says, "A peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. Jealousy is like cancer in the bones."
In the bones.
In the bones. So a peaceful heart
A peaceful heart.
leads to a healthy body.
Okay.
Jealousy is like cancer in the bones. I know, I read that and I went,
Yeah, it needs unpacking.
wow,
In the bones.
in the bones. What are your thoughts on that?
But I remember once coming to you. I don't know if I had watched something or whatever it was, and I remember saying, I think I was saying to you, whatever it is I was watching, I was saying it's okay to be jealous. It's okay to be jealous. And Angazi, I don't know, I can't remember how it was put. And I remember you correcting me and saying, no, friend, it's not okay to be jealous. It's okay to be inspired by someone. It's okay to be inspired by someone's hard work or whatever it is or that. So quickly. That was very
differentiated.
Yeah.
I think 100%, because to me the scripture says that there is a direct correlation between what's going on in your heart and how it unfolds physically, right? And how that's manifesting in our physical bodies. Because if you say that a peaceful heart, that's a heart posture. So if you've got peace and like contentment, I want to almost say, I don't want to change the wording of the scripture, but if you've got peace and contentment in your heart with how God is orchestrating your life or what you have or don't have or whatever the case is, the scripture says it leads to a healthy body. So now that means that then it manifests in the form of a physical body, right?
Sure.
And at the same time, jealousy also has a physical manifestation, which is so it speaks about. And what is cancer? Cancerous cells invade our bodies, and it goes and it, what's it called, metastasizes. I'm not a doctor, but it basically spreads and it starts affecting your healthy cells, right? And so therefore I believe you can have a seed of jealousy or envy, and it can grow or metastasize and then end up taking over your entire body, right? And so it's a dangerous place to be in. And why we're speaking about jealousy or envy is because I think that comparison, sometimes when we compare ourselves, what we have and what we don't have, its root is actually in jealousy and envy, and not really because that person is inspiring us, but because we are looking at our circumstances and saying, why not me? Why can't I have this, that, and the other? And another thing to that is we've spoken sometimes, remember, where we were like, we don't know people's stories. You only see what people allow you to see or what they decide to show you. So if you are only seeing the so-called blessing or the physical attribute of something, you do not know what's happening behind the scenes. Meantime, you're envying a certain marriage. You don't know what's going on in that marriage. You're envying a certain person who is booking XYZ. You don't know what they did to get those jobs. I'm not saying necessarily that they've done something devious, but you don't know what work they've put in. We don't know anything. We don't have a full picture of people's lives. We only have the full picture of our own lives. Right? There's this saying, and Giz was speaking about it, right? So I have to just say, Giz is our other friend. And everyone, so she was saying to me, do you know why they have the saying? Do you know the saying, you green with envy? There's a saying.
I've heard of this. You green with
envy.
Green.
Don't be green with envy. And why they use that?
Because they have different colors. I need to.
So green with envy is because green is associated with bile. And you know what bile is,
yes,
ne?
It's green.
Yeah, but you know what bile is?
Inyong.
Yes, that one. And that bile, guys, think about it. Have you ever... Have you ever... Sorry, it's a bit graphic, but have you ever thrown up bile? when the food, let's say you've had like some kind of food poisoning or whatever,
Sure.
and there's no longer food coming out. It's seemingly just like bile, and it leaves that like bittery, greeny, yellowy kind of taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you know what's the heck with that?
Yeah.
You are the only one tasting it. Even if I'm standing there and watching you, that bile you are tasting.
Okay.
And that is the same that goes for resentment, unforgiveness, jealousy, envy. It never affects the other person as much as it affects you. You're not you think about it. The other person watching you, they might watch you. Sometimes they don't even know anything about you. The very person that you are envying, the very person you are jealous of, they may not even know you exist. Right?
Yeah.
And the very person that you are holding a grudge against, the very person you are resenting for how they've hurt you, all of these things, it makes you sick. Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's a stronghold on your life. It holds you back. They are going. So I'm just like, man, don't be green with envy speaks to that bile, bitter taste, bitterness. Bitterness, you're the only one who suffers as a result of being bitter.
My friend, we need to really unpack this last part. Specifically unforgiveness.
Yeah, you guys let us know if you want us to really unpack, because I think there's, especially unforgiveness is a massive stumbling block or hindrance or stronghold to so many of our breakthroughs. And because sometimes we feel that we are justified in our resentment and our anger because of what has been done to us, so how could I possibly forgive that person? But the thing about that is it's that's the deception of the enemy, keeping you in that place of unforgiveness. But now your breakthrough doesn't come, right? Because you're staying there, because you're angry. And so you have to, and I just want to say that it's not something you can do on your own. You need God. You need higher than thyself. Take me to the rock that is higher than me to be able to really be able to let go. Because I think some people have really been hurt. Like, I don't even want to begin to underplay or undermine how so many of us and people watching have really been hurt. And they can say, hang on, Steph, if only you knew what has been done to me, if only you knew the things I had gone through, you'd not be saying that I should forgive that person. I'm not underplaying that, but what I'm saying is, how is it affecting your life? How is it affecting, you moving forward, even if you feel justified in that being in that space of unforgiveness? And remember, we were speaking about it even with Shanae, where it was like, don't let what somebody else has done to you change who you are, because ultimately, this I had to learn the hard way. Even when you seek revenge, you are going to be held accountable for now your actions, versus you can't now go to God and say, but they did that to me, that's why I responded like that. That's kind of like a very worldly way of thinking of things. But a kingdom mindset is like, when God says, what does it say, revenge is mine, or anyway, the scripture that speaks about God will deal with that person and the stuff. And it's a difficult thing for us to let go.
Can I tell you, I was recently convicted. Sorry, guys, there's a lot that happens in this brain. Please forgive me. I was convicted recently, and I was actually sharing it with my auntie on revenge, right? And I was hurt recently, and you know about this. And my naturalness was like, I don't want to have to need you. I don't want to have to. I want to do well so that I can rub it. No, I'll never rub it. It's not in my personality to rub anything, but I wanted to do well so that I can show you that I don't need you.
I don't need you.
And but guaranteed, if you like, I will never withhold my hand from. No. But I just wanted to do well. I wanted to thrive. I wanted the next time you saw me, I lived in a better house. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so that whole Umang Mang saying, let revenge be your paper. Let paper be your revenge. Let, those whole things, revenge body, revenge this. Yo, there in the midst of my bathroom, God convicted me and I thought about revenge. And I went, when you think revenge, there's nothing light. Right. And remember, Jesus is light. There's nothing light. When I think revenge, I just think darkness.
It's dark, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Being a child of God, we're not called to operate on that level. So one of the toughest things about, being a Christian and walking this, journey, gunzima, because you're always having to go, I would love to do and respond to things in my own flesh, in my own way. And I realize something about my journey right now with the Lord is that I've wanted to respond to things where in the past I'll go, I'm done with this person or whatever and things. And now I've gone because I fear the Lord. I'm very careful in how I make those decisions. So instead, the biggest flex, not revenge, but the biggest flex is actually working on yourself. The biggest flex is actually spending time with the Lord. Instead of looking for revenge and going, revenge body and whatnot, the biggest flex is actually having peace and knowing Uguti, when that person comes around, you know what you need to do. I no choice. As much as you want to. And so there's a quote that I don't know, a video, whatever, you can forgive. And I want us to unpack it next time. We can forgive, but it doesn't mean we need to reconcile. But I want us to really go deeper because we have broken families. Where forgiveness is not as easy as it is. And I'm struggling with that. And
I don't think there's a single person who can tell you that the journey of forgiveness was ever easy. If anyone out there has had to deal with forgiveness, I don't think anyone can say, it was an easy thing. And on the note of flexing, another big flex, confuse the enemy, confuse the people who have hurt you by responding in the most unexpected way. You see, when you can find yourself loving people who are supposedly unlovable, who have hurt you in the worst way, or more than that, if you're able to pray for somebody who has really hurt you and sincerely wish them well and really wish for their lives to be good, you see the level of confusion you are giving the enemy at that point in time.
But even when you're struggling, my friend, and you're not able to pray for them to do well, Lord, help me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if your heart posture is, I don't want to wish bad on them. I don't want them to be, because revenge is rooted in punishment. Revenge is rooted in punishment.
Okay.
Because to want to exercise revenge is a matter of wanting to punish someone for something that they have possibly done, most likely done to you. That's why we seek out revenge. You hurt me and I'm going to hurt you back. It's your punishment. Who are we to be punishing other people? We're not God.
Chommy, can we please talk about this?
Okay, let's cut it.
Okay,
we have... go. All right, let's go.
Guys.
So anyway, guys, that's it. Wow, good luck to Mo. Mo's our editor. Good luck to Mo on editing this. But thank you so much for tuning in to this episode that clearly needs a part 2 because there's a lot to unpack.
I think so.
Yeah, I do think there's much more that we can unpack, but we'll see how it goes. Guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Ndlovus Uncut. And if you're listening on other streaming platforms, thank you, and please tune in for the next episode of Friendship Frequency.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to buy Beds of Grace. How dare you? Out here shining. It's a wrap, guys.
Why did you feel the need to repeat what I said?
Bye.
Bye.